flag is out. We are racing. Green, green, green for USF Juniors. Oh, how do they go coming through turn one for the first time? Who's going to lock up? Who's going to take the escape route? Couple drivers going straight up, and they're going to have to go through the chicane. It'll take a while to come through there. Look how much time it's going to take them. One driver didn't know where to go. That was Alibi. Raheem Alibi probably didn't take that runoff during practice. His first time through at speed. That's not the way to go. He's going to try to get that thing refired. He might as well just join the field right now. Way back goes, I believe, Weldon. That's him deep in the field right now. Loacano right on the gearbox, though, of Escorpione. Not surprising, first and second. What is Alibi doing? He's climbing out of the race car. That is not something you're supposed to do. You always stay in the race car. There is going to be a visit to the race marshal's room after this race for Raheem Alibi, 100%. Because we are clean and green. You never get out of your race car. We're going to go full course caution because of this. Wow. Yeah. They're already talking to him right now. That is not something you ever do. Stay in your race car. It looks to me like there may be damage. He did not make the room he needed to get through. You can see front wing damage there on the number 23. But those of you who are trackside or maybe at home, what the drivers are told to do, if there's an incident, they just pop their visor if they're okay. You never get out of the race car on a hot track, ever. So, but again, USF Juniors, live and learn. He won't do that again. He'll have a chance to talk to the race directors about why not to do that. AMR IndyCar safety team coming in. You have to believe there was some type of potential right front damage because he came through the. So there's two chicanes now. You have to come through the first chicane if you've blown through the corner, straight, and then through another chicane. The idea is to severely penalize you for not making turn number 2. Number of drivers did that. Oliver Weldon, I believe, being one. Remember, I asked why Weldon was so far back. In my mind, likely Weldon was one of the drivers. Now, he's actually coming to pit lane, so I'm thinking Weldon some contact potentially with Alibi. Where were they on the racetrack? Alibi started 11th. Weldon was up in 6th, so I don't know if that was the contact. Diego Guillot started 14th. He's now back into 17th spot. Joao Vergara, who started 4th, he's fallen down into 6th. Brendan Cooley, who started in 13th, plus 5 for Cooley, he goes up into 8th. So a little bit of action here on the opening circuit. Looked to me like guys were getting through cleanly. You can see the damage there, at least to the front wing. Hard to figure whether or not there's actual left front suspension. Now you can see the tires are not going in the same direction. So Alibi thought that maybe he just didn't know which way to go through, but I think he tried to turn, but with the broken front suspension, that car just veered straight right. Needless to say, drivers, wherever you are, if you're young go-kart racers watching this right now, do not get out of your race car, especially in a green track. Stay in your car, stay bolted in. If you need help, you radio into your control. They'll talk to a pit tech. And at that point, we could potentially go full course yellow. We would have had to go full course yellow anyways, because that car would have had to be picked up. We couldn't leave him sitting there. Weldon able to sneak out before the field came back around, but he's a full lap back. He is going to be on the throttle trying to get himself back around here now to potentially get back to the tail of the field. Ty Fisher going to do whatever he can to try to see if he can't catch up to Joao Vergara. Ty Fisher's not done yet to try to go into the top 3 in points either. Let's be real about that. He's only 16 points behind. There's 3 races, so Ty Fisher trying to get himself potentially into the top 3. Joao Vergara is there right now. We will be going green flag this next time by. I'll say this, I will reiterate one thing. You never get out of your race car unless you're on fire. Obviously Raheem wasn't on fire, but that's one thing that you will not get chastised for if your car's on fire and you unbelt and get out. But just for an incident like that, stay in your race car. Again, Raheem only in the second weekend here in the USF Pro Championships. Live and learn. That's what this program's all about, development series. I was wondering, Bobby, if we were going to get through there cleanly. I thought, you know what? It's not looking too bad, but then all of a sudden, a couple guys shoot straight down.
It looked like it, as you're right. But yeah, I don't understand why you would ever unbuckle yourself from a car, let alone get out. I don't understand that.
being told Oliver Weldon back in pit lane, so there might have been some damage there. A number of drivers went straight off without trying to make the corner. That's something I worry about. You need to do the best you can to make that corner for sure. Coming out of turn number 12, it'll be up to Leonardo Scorpioni to punch off. As soon as he gets on the gas, Aaron Likens on start finish is going to throw the green, and he just did that, so we are back to racing. Everybody back on. This is going to clean things through. Weldon's going to come out right in front of them all coming into turn number 1. Oh, this will make things interesting. Wait till we get to the next camera shot here, folks. Weldon's going to be right there coming out. Oh, no, and everybody, oh, there's contact there. A number of drivers together on the racetrack as Weldon came out right in front of the entire field. Drivers hammering down barriers. People are just trying to get themselves through what they think may be the chicane area. We're going to go full course yellow again. Oh, Weldon straight out right in front of the field. Full course yellow once again. So the worst part about this is you see a number of drivers who get collected in an incident like that. That didn't need to happen at all. Very unfortunate incident for Oliver to try to dive back out in front. He's already a lap down essentially as he went back into pit lane. Man, that's tough. We are going to have a couple of looks at this right now. Leonardo Scorpioni, what are you doing? You're coming down with the whole field bearing down behind you, and a driver pops out like that. I just don't know what you can do. Have a look there. There's Weldon to the inside of the racer. So Weldon's out of the way. 100% Weldon doing a great job. Let's give it a shot for him. The Scorpioni, I think he miscalculates it or is getting pushed from behind by Loiacono. The driver behind him, Vilo Attila, tries to make the corner. He can't do it. So all these drivers coming through here are very likely going to get a penalty. One driver pounding through the barrier, which is of course filled with water. Oh, chaos like crazy. So listen, let's give a shout out now. Okay, here it is here. Look at this. Full brake lockup. Loiacono is getting pushed through by those are the brothers that just hit each other. The Gonzalez brothers hammered each other. There's a shot there, the number 27. I want to re-rack this one because there's a lot going on in this one, guys, in the truck. If we can re-watch it. Look at Weldon. Weldon's like, okay, I'm out. Because he literally pulled out on the straightaway and locked it up. So it wasn't Weldon down in the middle of that fight. The black and yellow for Weldon confused me, obviously, with the Zanella racing cars. So Oliver did a great job. Fantastic. Pulled out, tried to get going. Hopefully got a call maybe from his team saying, listen, slow down, pull to the side. He was out of that one 100%. That was 3 drivers. I don't know if Loiacono was pushing on Scorpioni or if Fisher was pushing Loiacono to push on it. Look, they were all locked up. The top 3 drivers. Man, this brings me back to the Miles Rowe, Jace Denmark, Michael D'Orlando wreck when all 3 of those drivers were in the championship fight. Guess who wasn't in that? Joao Vergara. I wonder if he was able to get through. Here he's the number 10. Here's the other look at it. So look at these drivers just flat pushing each other coming through. One of the Gonzalez comes right across. Coming across. The 2 Gonzalez brothers get together. Look further back. As the turn-in happens, Connor Aspley has gone way too deep into the braking zone, and he drives into the side of one of the one of the exclusive Autosport cars. I don't know if he got into the side of Cooley or DeLucia. Here's another shot at it. Yeah. Scorpioni's got the wheels locked up. He's just getting pushed right through. There's the contact there. The number 14 of Vilo Attila could have been the leader. Oh, he might be the leader. Yeah, Attila able to get through. He makes the corner. The number 9 of JT Hoskins makes the corner. The 92 of Cooley makes the corner. That's probably going to be 1, 2, 3 potentially when they actually have a look at the results, because everybody else was not able to make the corner. This is all going to depend on how race control sees that as they look over the results of this, all the replays of what happened in there. At the drivers' meeting, they were told, you have to make it. If you don't make it, if you can't make the right side of turn 2, the chicane, you've had to turn and come back and go through the chicane escape route, far side of the racetrack. You have to go through those penalty lanes. You can't just cut the course. Well, well, well. So first and foremost, that's not on a Scorpione. And it's either on Loiacono or Fisher. If Loiacono was pushing through, it looked like Fisher was pushing from behind as well. Messy, messy, messy. Wow. Being told that a number of people here at the racetrack are actually watching on their phones on the YouTube channel, commenting on the chat. I love it. Hope you guys are getting a good view of this racetrack. I love that. Honda Civic Type R pace car back out again. The Scorpione stays on the racetrack right now. He was pushed through. He did make the corner, but he was pushed through. I don't know that we're going green this next time by. There's a lot still to figure out here, I think. What we are doing is knocking off laps, because this will put lap number 5 in the books when they come back around here. I'll give you the rundown as they come across the line, but based on how things shook out in turn number 1 and 2, I don't know that everybody's going to hold those spots. So I think it was Justin DeLucia that was taken out there by Connor Aspley. So right now it's a Scorpione still in the lead, Joao Vergara second, Vilo Altala in third, but Altala was the only driver that made the corner. Rodrigo Gonzalez got into the side of his brother. He was somehow able to get through after what was aggressive contact. How both of those drivers are still on the racetrack, I don't know. DeLucia is back out. How he has not had full damage after the severity of the contact with Aspley, again, I don't know. So Altala third, Rodrigo Gonzalez fourth, JT Hoskins up into the 5th spot from 7th. Michael Succo runs in 7th. Brendan Cooley in 8th. Succo started 17th, he's 7th. That's what you do when you stay out of trouble. Plus 10. Cooley 8th, Achativ 9th, Colin Aiken from 18th up to 10th. Thomas Nordquist runs 11th, Diego Guillat in 12th, Emma Scarborough 13th, Patricio Gonzalez 14th, Kaylee Countryman 15th, Maddie Colleran and Liam Loiacono. Loiacono still on the lead lap. Weldon a lap down, as we know. Justin DeLucia a lap down. He's coming to pit lane and went back out. There was, I think, significant damage to Connor Aspley, so he's out. Raheem Alibi's out. Hudson Potter did not start. The simple fact that we have a number of drivers who are still on this racetrack after the severity of so much of that contact boggles my mind a little bit, because there was, of course, the top 3 drivers pushing through. The Gonzalez brothers, they have major contact. First, as the 15 of Patricio Gonzalez comes across the bow from left to right, pinched his brother down to the apex. They make big contact. Somehow they're able to get through, but they did not go to the right side. They did not make the corner. And I'll tell you this right now. This is one of the reasons why I'd like to be a commentator and not in race control. I don't want to be, Bobby, I don't want to be the guy that has to handle this, because there's a lot going on there.
There is a lot going on there, as you said. By the way, I do appreciate drivers trying to make their own chicane and deciding, well, I'm not going to make it, so I'll just hit the barrier, take it. So a second driver followed that path as well. So,
oh my goodness.
Trying to figure out who's in what spot is.
Well, listen, here's the one thing too. The race control straight said during practice, make sure you guys take a couple of laps where you run through the penalty chicane. Run through that where you're able to make, so the driver came through there, hammered. How do you hammer straight through a barrier? They obviously didn't do what was told and make that run through the chicane. You have, if you blow it, that first time in a race is not the first time that you need to kind of navigate that, because it's all about the visual of it. I oftentimes say that when you do the track walk, you should do the track walk through there as well, so you get to see what it is. So a number of drivers made contact that it didn't need to make because of that. Championship-wise, Leonardo Scorpione still on top, P1. Liam Loiacono all the way down in 17th right now, although he is on the lead lap. There is 7 laps down. Oftentimes, our race control likes to issue any kind of penalties in race. At this point here, we're not doing anything at that point, so we'll see how it plays out at the end. I'm not seeing anybody make any moves on the racetrack to give up positions. We're back at it, folks. Green flag flying, and we're getting ready to roll. I've been told they did make a couple of moves of drivers on the racetrack, but the leaders are going to remain Scorpione, Vergara, and Altala. Your leader. Out to the outside goes Joao Vergara. He's trying to fight his way to keep on to third. They're going to fight themselves down in. Finally, we're going racing here. Let's see how it looks. Big wide run for one of the MS cars a little further back. Finally, drivers able to make the chicane through. Yeah, big round of applause. Only took 8 laps to do it. We expect more out of these young drivers. These aren't rookies anymore. We talk about the fact that they're brand new, but this is the 6th race of the season. They've raced 15 times already, or 14 times already. We expect more out of these drivers than driving that hard into a corner and wrecking each other. There will be drivers who are sitting down with the race control after this with video. I guarantee you that. And it is a teaching series, so that's the reason why we'll do it as well. They need to figure out what they did wrong, where they should have been. One driver further back, 4 wheels off, cutting the grass over in turn number 6. Finally racing, and we're past the halfway point. 8 laps down, 7 to go. Long time in our 40-minute window still. There's Oliver Weldon back up on the wheel. Weldon is, I believe, a lap back, but he's going to want to keep fighting his way forward. Oh, driver spinning, and one having to take evasive maneuvers to go outside and not take that driver out. So another already around the tail of the field. Yellow flag flying in that corner. I'm sure they'll let them race as long as they can. Another driver's missed the corner. You can see that coming through into turn number 1 and 2. Did not see any driver go through the chicane area. Leonardo Scorpioni now with a lead of 0.8 of a second. Stretching away as his primary championship contender, Liam Loiacono. That issue with getting pushed down into turn number 1. I guarantee the video is going to be watched there. Here's this driver's coming back onto the racetrack now. Very slow coming out of turn number 12. Hopefully that driver's going to be able to get off to the right side of the racetrack when they get around 12 and into the pit lane after the spin coming through turn number 10 and 11. Rest of the field bearing down. Finally setting into a bit of a groove here. Oh, here's a good fight further back. There's a move for Diego Guillat. Oh, Guillat going side by side right now with Brendan Cooley coming through the back, turn number 10 and 11. Guillat through it to the inside. Cooley, I think, able to hold him back. It looks like the 94 of Justin DeLucia, the driver who spun over in turn number 10. He's been able to get himself into pit lane. Scorpioni looking to lead again. And as I said, he was the one that was pushed through the opening couple of corners. So I'm sure race control would say, hey, listen, that was not your doing. You were locking the brake up and getting pushed through. You can't be penalized for that. So not surprising that Scorpioni was able to hold the spot. I'm sure they'll look at it later, as I had said. And hopefully our USF 2000 and USF Pro 2000 drivers had to look at that as well and said, okay, we do not want to match that. That was just drivers pushing hard down into the braking zone, likely missing the braking a little bit and getting into the back of the driver in front of them and just pushing them right through. You could see the wheel smoke coming out of that right front for Scorpioni, but that begs the question, did he flat spot those tires? Pace-wise, he's 4/10 faster than Vilo Atala, who's gone to second. Atala, the Finnish driver, up into second for D-Force Racing. Vilo getting comfortable with the paddock here and just everybody pit side, of course, coming over from Finland. Let's see how they come back through here. There'll be 5 laps to go when they come around. 5 to go. Scorpioni leads. The rest of the field coming onto the front straightaway nicely. Not a lot of battle shaping up here now. Scorpioni, Atala, Vergara, Fisher, and Hoskins top 5. Gonzalez 6th, Suko 7th, Achetiv 8th, Aiken 9th, Colin Aiken up to 9th spot, Brendan Cooley in 10th. Aiken started 18th, he's 9th. Split the difference. +9 for Colin Aiken. Liam Loiacono, where is he now? He is up to 13th. Remember, championship battle. Big hit for Loiacono. Loiacono down. He's got to fight his way back forward. He was down by 14 points. He's got to keep digging here now. But this is one of those situations with Scorpioni leading, he would go to 340 points. Loiacono runs right now in 13th. That would put him at about 304. So Scorpioni would have somewhere around a 34-point lead going into race number 2. That's a hit. Ty Fisher currently with the fast lap of the race. The Scorpione is going to get the bonus point already for pole, now for most laps led as well. Watch these young drivers just throw it into the turn one curbing here, climbing across there, diving through that little compression, right back out and flicking it back to the left to go through the chicane, through turn number 2. Justin DeLucia back out onto the racetrack again. Weldon still a lap down, so Weldon is in 18th, DeLucia in 19th, Aspley out of the race with the contact in that incident 1, and then Raheem Alibi on the opening lap out as well, damage to the right front. Leonardo Scorpione coming in here, trying to shut down the dominance over the last number of races for Liam Loiacono. He's won 5 of the last 6 races to put himself back in the championship fight. We're not done for the drivers here. I believe in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th spot, Vergara may have slipped back through. Yeah, Vergara's got back to 2nd, Autola in 3rd. You can see the front damage on the nose of Ty Fisher with the contact he and Loiacono. In fact, that wing looks like there's some potential damage on Fisher. Not much, but it's not perfect. It lets up the balance of the car a little bit. You can see, yeah, it's definitely slipping and sliding. That wing looks like it's kind of pivoting back and forth a little bit. We will see the white flag next time by. Finally able to get into a groove here. A Scorpione, Vergara, Autola, Fisher. Vergara, Autola, and Fisher battling for the final 2 positions on the podium. Vergara thinking about trying to stay ahead of Weldon and Fisher. Fisher with his position would move into 4th place in points. He's going to be able to jump on, leapfrog over Oliver Weldon if he ends up P4 here. Same goes for JT Hoskins. He's trying to get himself up. He and Brendan Cooley separated by just 1 point. Hoskins runs in 5th. Cooley runs 10th. White flag next time by. 4 wins on the season so far for Leonardo Scorpione. Only 1 finish outside the top 5. What a season it's been so far for the sophomore driver for Zanella Racing. Trying to win that scholarship to move to USF 2020-26. White flag flying, 1 to go for Scorpione. Remember, USF 2000 set to go right after Victory Lane celebrations. There's the lead. They finally settled themselves in after the opening lap chaos. Little brake lockup further back there. That's Diego Guillat trying to put the pressure still on Brendan Cooley. Colin Aikens actually, I believe, up there in the 10th spot now. Cooley's gone into the 9th position. Loiacono's up to 12th. Liam already in 12th spot. He needed a handful of more laps to close back up here. Final lap for Scorpione, last time by. 2.4 seconds the lead as Vergara's got into the 2nd spot. Autola in 3rd, Fisher 4th, and there's JT Hoskins back to P5. Out of the corner for the final time, and we'll call it a 5th win for the point leader. This is what you do when you're trying to win a championship. You come in here, you score the victory. Winner in Portland, race number 1 for USF Juniors, Leonardo Scorpione. He wins over Joao Vergara and Vilo Autola. 3 different teams in the top 3, Zanella, VRD, and D-Force. Ty Fisher in 4th spot, JT Hoskins 5th. Gonzalez ends up in 6th, Rodrigo Gonzalez in 6th spot. Michael Succo in 7th. Great job for Michael, coming from 17th to 7th. Succo 7th spot, Matan Achitov in 8th. Brendan Cooley 9th. Diego Guillat in 10th. And Liam Loiacono able to get by Colin Aiken on the final lap to go into 11th. So let's quickly have a look at this. Let's just say probably 343 points for Scorpione. Does he get the fast lap? He did. So 33 points. It's a perfect day for Scorpione. He'll go to 343. Loiacono unofficially to 306. So there you go. Do the math on that one. It is close. 343 to 306. 37 points. So indeed, lots of work to be done for Loyakin over the next couple of races. 2 more races to go. Scorpione will do the math. Him and his team will sit down to figure out where he needs to finish. But as they always say, drivers that win races, I'm just going to keep winning. And when I win, the championship takes care of itself. So indeed, Scorpione the leader, Fisher the winner, Fisher second. Bagara second, Altala in third, Fisher fourth, Hoskins, Gonzalez, Suko, Achetiv, Cooley, Giat. Liam Loyakino in the 11th spot, Colin Aiken in 12th. Thomas Nordquist gets himself up into the 13th position. Patricio Gonzalez, after that contact in turn number 1 with his brother, back into 14th. Emma Scarborough finishes 15th spot. Kaylee Countryman in 16th. Maddie Collar in 17th. 1 lap down for Oliver Weldon in 13th. 4 laps down for Justin DeLucia. He was in and out of pit lane. He ends up in the 19th spot. Connor Aspley and Raheem Alibi failed to get to the finish. And the drivers will work their way up now here into the front part of the paddock. USF 2000 drivers on the pre-grid right now as well. We got victory lane celebration still to come for you. There is Leonardo Scorpione up top in the number 55. Joao Vergara as well. Leo's going to bring that Zanella racing machine up here. And, man, this is it, right? When you're trying to win a championship, you qualify on pole. Then at the very end, you knock down the fast lap of the race. You kidding me? That is huge. Crew in there with Leonardo. And for the 5th time this year, he'll climb out of that car as a race winner. And probably no bigger race to win here. Starting off a triple-header weekend, trying to hold off the hottest driver in the circuit right now, Liam Loyakino. Those 3 drivers were locked together coming down into turn number 1. Fisher pushing Loyakino into the back. But there's the celebration there for a Scorpione USF Juniors race winner. Right behind him, Joao Vergara. Right there as well, Vilo Attala. That is a big victory. There's the team owner there, Naka Zanella. Crew coming in. Great stuff for a Scorpione. As I said, USF 2000 drivers are ready to go as well. They got to get right onto the scales. You'll see the drivers there, one of our tech crew there, getting them on the scales to weigh them in. 1 step closer to a championship for Leonardo Scorpione. Tough one for Liam Loyakino, but I guarantee you he'll be back to fight again here in race number 2 and 3. One thing about Portland, one thing about the Festival Chicane, you never know what's going to happen. We'll get these drivers, of course, weighed and over to the scales, get a chance to chat with them briefly as well to get things underway. We'll chat with all 3 of the drivers as well as the USF 2000 cars will finally work their way back up in here to pit lane. The crew's vacating pit lane for juniors to make way for USF 2000. Again, drivers just getting themselves unbuckled and out of their helmets down on pit lane. Bobby, I'm going to pass it over to you real quickly. I'm going to head down there. I'm going to get a chance to interview all 3 drivers before we pass out some hardware.
Sounds good, my brother. Exciting, Phil. First race, turn number 1 did not disappoint. We talk about it all the time. It's where action is, and guess what? It happened again.
It was a little tougher this time, though. I don't remember last year it taken 3 starts before we actually got. I'd be curious. I mean, we got so excited with everything that was going on. I'd be curious, what is the penalty if you?
Ooh, that's it.
I mean, I know they moved a couple cars. Did they move them back? Or,
yeah. So obviously they have to go back, and then you have to figure out who properly went through the secondary and third chicane. Obviously, we know that Leonardo was pushed, and so nothing he could do about it. So no penalty there. But just as we talked about, race control having to go through and figure that out is it's a work of art, trying to figure out who gets where, who gets what. But what a great, fantastic race. And that's the first of now 10 total races. So if
one more to go today.
We got 1 more to go today. Yep. We got a bunch tomorrow. And, of course, Sunday is NTT IndyCar, Indy next. And then, of course, USF Pro and USF 2000 have their final races. But, man, what an exciting start to this year's BidNow.com Grand Prix of Portland presented by ASCAR.
If I did not have a ticket yet, I would be down there, and I'd be right down in that corner, as close to it as I could get. Even if there's not a seat, I'd be standing out there.
It was really cool. Earlier today, we saw Jack Harvey, IndyCar driver and Fox Sports pit reporter, was standing down there right on that corner. And obviously, we've seen Paul Tracy do that before and other people, but it was cool for him to experience that. He's taking selfies about how close he is to the car. And again, you're coming off of full speed, slamming on the brakes, quick right-hand turn, cars are going in there relatively fast, and so it's got to be kind of a little unnerving feeling to be that close to a car going that fast. But obviously, there's a wall there. He was safe, but it was cool to see him that. So, all right, we are ready to head down to Victory Circle, and Mr. Rob Howden. Rob, take it away.
Bobby, thank you so much. Time to talk with Vilo Attila, third spot. Vilo, congratulations onto the podium once again. Tell me a little bit about that race. It was a little crazy.
Yeah, the restart, I saw like the top 6 cars, everyone went off, and I was the first car to take the chicane properly, and then I gained many spots, and then good race from then on, and look at that, I got podium and very happy.
Congratulations, well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Vilo Attila, let's grab the driver finishing home in the second spot. Joao Vergara, come and join me over here, my friend, and then we'll get a chance to talk to Leonardo Scorpioni. You needed a good top finish there to be able to hold on to P3. That was mayhem at the start. What did you see from your vantage point?
I just saw people spinning on the outside, people spinning on the inside, and I was like, I just got to survive this and make it through to to fight another day, and that's what I did. And the restart there was a bit unfortunate. I don't know if I should have went on the inside or the outside. It was a bit tricky. I thought I was going to get the switch back into one, but he defended it pretty well. And I mean, not much I could have done. I fought back. The Conti tires held up super nice throughout the whole race, and I'm pretty happy with the end result, I guess.
2 more races tomorrow. Keep digging, bud.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
Joao Vergara, fantastic job. Leonardo Scorpioni, come on over here and join me here as well before we do our podium. Come on here. You needed that one, man. When you come into a weekend like this with 3 races, you know you've got to come away with Liam Loiacono right behind you. How crucial was this win for you and your team?
I mean, honestly, it was amazing. It was a really hard race, especially in turn 1. I kind of got punted, but yeah, we were able to keep going, and it was a fun race after that. I was doing consistent laps, and yeah, it was amazing.
Fantastic. Congratulations. Best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Leonardo Scorpioni, folks, your race winner here, and we're about set to roll with it now. Let's jump into the award presentation. All right, for the first time, 8 times here this weekend, we're going to have our podium presentation for the drivers here in USF Pro Championship competition. We'll start here with USF Juniors. Finishing in 3rd spot today, a round of applause from D-Force Racing, Vilo Attila. Great job, Vilo. Other side here, my friend, P3 over here. Let's grab the driver coming home in 2nd position. He's 3rd place in points. He needed a round of applause as well for Joao Vergara for VRD Racing. Strong finish in 2nd, able to fight with Vilo there to get that position. But again, the driver looking to try to win a scholarship worth almost $250,000. He was a point leader coming in. He gets the job done. Another race win for Zanella Racing, Leonardo Scorpioni. Great job, Leo. Hop yourself up on top of the podium there. We'll get a chance to do some celebrating here. They'll do it 2 more times tomorrow. Our USF Juniors drivers will be done tomorrow afternoon, the final race at the very end of the day. 3 different teams on the podium, as I said here as well, which I love to see. Zanella Racing, VRD, and D-Force all on the podium here today. Wild start to the race, as we know. They kept digging through the end, but a great job for all of these drivers. The big one, of course, for Leonardo Scorpioni. Driver's right on his gearbox, trying to push him all the way through turn number 1. He was able to keep it straight. Didn't make the corner, but pushed through. Big one for him to come away with it. So once again, Leonardo Scorpioni, 5th win on the season. He'll stretch that point lead unofficially to around 37 markers here going into the final 2 races of the season tomorrow. 1 early in the day, 1 late in the day. But again, all 3 of these drivers at the very start of their open wheel racing careers, all focused on trying to get to the NTT IndyCar Series. Champagne coming in now to start the first of 8 Champagne celebrations, or as we like to call it here in the USF Pro Championship, age-appropriate sparkling beverage. All right, let's Sue bail out to the side here, folks. They got a race with these suits for the rest of the weekend. Guys, grip it and rip it. Let's have a celebration here. Spray some champagne. The 3 drivers get to the podium here in race number 1 for USF Juniors. Leonardo Scorpioni, Joao Vergara, and Vilo Attila. Bobby, back up to you in the tower. USF 2000 ready to go. I'll give you the driver lineup when I get back to the booth.